Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Jimmy, we'll start with you, mate.
Yeah.
Cowboys are through. They beat the Knights over the weekend.
As expected.
Yeah, you're repping the Cowboys hat as you should.
Yep.
But your colleague over here, co-host, Age, is wearing Sharks. Anything you want to address, mate?
Well, as you know, I'm anti-Cowboy, so whoever Cowboys verse, I'll be going for him. Knights, very unlucky last week. Ponga, just a bit short the pass. Gago was on the post, or if you went on the inside the gamble, it was game over. So, I'm just going to jump on the Sharks bandwagon.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of head noise coming from Age. South's finished 16th.
Then he jumped on the Bulldogs.
Then he's gone for Dogs.
They're out.
Then he tried to jump on Ponga. He's out. So, yeah.
Now it's Sharks.
I think the Nicho bounce back, it's happening.
Where did you find this Sharks jersey?
Mate, this is a fresh out of Rebel Sports, mate.
You're a sick
Rebel
bandwagon
Sports.
fan.
Yeah, right.
Mate, I've been a Shire supporter since I was, literally 24 years old. So I think we're going to get you, Jim. And Cowboys,
Sure.
they're pretenders.
Whatever you say, mate.
They are pretenders. They
Whatever
got out
you
of
say.
jail there.
Well, hold it. We'll go through all the games coming up for this weekend. Let's rewind a bit and look through finals week one because there were two dominant performances, and I think this comp's already a two-horse race. With 6 teams left.
Jimmy thinks there's 3 horses, but his Cowboy one's lost a leg and the jockeys fell off.
It's only a one-horse race. Cows.
No. It's definitely Panthers and Storm out in front, 100 metres in front of the rest, and everyone else is already getting ridden on, whips out, in big trouble.
Well, let's get through it. Let's start with the Panthers. I mean, how dominant were they on the Friday night against the Roosters? They led 24-0 at halftime.
That first half was just like lights out. It was incredible. And then Storm go and do the second half performance and outshine the Panthers. So it's out of them too. They're both very impressive.
Well, yeah, Panthers are into their 5th straight preliminary final. I mean, Jimmy, how crucial is Cleary in terms of how far they go on this September and October?
Well, I think it's just the whole team. I think Penrith, they just suffocate you to the point where, they just pin you down in the corner, the game plan, Cleary, and they just get on that roll, big forwards. Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine, Penrith.
Yeah, I was just impressed by the way the Panthers went about their business. I mean,
Yeah.
Roosters, all right, they didn't have Sam Walker and stuff, and everyone expected a bit of a close game, but they blew them out of the park. Like, the game was over at halftime.
Yeah.
And I think it was key for the Roosters to start well, which they didn't.
No.
And then that was it for them. As soon as Panthers put, 2-3 tries on them.
Penrith is just too
It's a
hard to
different
beat.
beast,
Well,
isn't
that's the last time they
Especially
played
in
in Penrith.
finals.
That's
Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
few years
exactly.
now, so
Exactly. but-
maybe their magic wears off now.
No, well, they've won 3 in a row. So 4-peat is definitely on the cards. The Kung Fu Panther, he's been going off on our socials. He loves it every time they win. So, I think it's going to be hard to beat them. But Storm are definitely there, neck and neck.
Storm
they're
the
the
best
oth-
team in the comp.
They're the other horse in the
Well,
race.
they have been, but Panthers have the experience of winning comps.
Yeah, they
The
do.
thing
Of-
for me
of
with
late.
Storm that you can't discredit, it's the whole reason why they're going so well. You got a spine of Pappy, Munster, Hughes, and Grant. If 2 of them have a bad game, the other 2 are there to step up and shine. Like Harry Grant, respectfully, he's been average at best going for the first half of the year. This final series, oh my God, jumps to another level. First hooker to score a hat-trick, carries that whole pack forward.
Yeah.
Jerome Hughes has been great all
Yeah.
year. He's been still good
He'll win
last
the
week.
Dally M.
He'll win the Dally M. Munster was great
Yeah.
first half. Then he got injured. And then Hughes, Pappy, Grant all stood up. Like,
The forward pack.
definitely the best spine in the comp.
Yeah.
And Panthers aren't too far off with Cleary, Luai, Kenny, and Edwards. So, the spines are definitely key for this final series.
100%. Well, it was a closer game between the Storm and Sharks. I mean, you're a Sharks supporter in our age. What do you think Sharks need to do better to get through against Jim's Cowboys?
I think Hynes, he didn't really want to go all out. He was saving his ankle. He's still recovering from injury. So he wasn't doing the short side plays. He wasn't attacking the line. I think he's saving it for these poor little Cowboys who came off a get out of jail Ponga knees pass. And I think they're going to bounce back.
In all seriousness, I think if Fitzy wants to win games, he's got to sort out his halves. Yeah. He can't be Hynes or Trindle.
Nah.
What would you do if you were Fitzy?
I'd have to drop one of them, or Hynes go to 14.
Nah, I don't think you drop Hynes.
It's $1 million man. He's a key player.
He's not playing well.
Yeah, but he's injured though. Like he's coming
then
back
don't
from
play
he's
him.
coming back from an injury, but they need him. Like, will they win a comp without him?
Do they need him? They were winning before he was there.
I know, but it's Nicho, man. Like,
Don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but he's not playing well at the moment, so something's got to change.
I know, but then I don't think they can win the comp without him.
I don't think Nicho's got that killer instinct in him.
He's lacking confidence, that's for sure. We've
Yeah.
seen when
And
he's in
penalty,
form,
that penalty when he didn't find touch was
that was a bad one.
that's bad. You can't do that.
Even he would know that was bad. I don't know if it got to him. He wasn't focusing.
Especially now the media pressure is
Yeah.
coming right in on us. Exactly. Like
100%.
we're talking about it now.
Do you
Everyone
move him
is.
to fullback and
I was actually thinking that.
let let Trindle just
Let
manage the
Trindle and
game.
Atkinson do the stuff, and he can just chime in, running
And
the
he just-
sweeps,
yeah.
hands on the ball.
Yeah.
But then where does that leave Kennedy? He's
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
You know?
So
There's
But
a
I
few
think it's
things-
too late to experiment.
Yeah,
you know?
I think they have to stick with Hynes Trindle or
Yeah.
Hynes Atkinson if you're going to make any changes. But I thought
Trindle's great.
was
though.
actually
Yeah.
the best player for the Sharks
Yeah.
on the weekend, apart from McInnes, whose face looked like he'd gone 10 rounds in Mike Tyson.
Jesus,
that's
he
him
was
every week.
cast. Holy
that's him
shit.
every week.
Well,
Cam.
yeah, speaking of other games, the Dogs theory, we touched on it. It's over now. 2024,
Yeah,
no
Dogs
longer.
versus Roosters was our theory.
Yep.
Dogs are out. Roosters about to go out in straight sets.
I don't know how Dogs lost that game.
No idea.
Mate, they had it. They were 10 points up with like 20 to go.
Oh,
and they just
jeez.
let it slip through
That's
their
the one
hands.
that got away.
That would hurt. As a former Dogs fan myself,
Yep.
that hurt.
It would have hurt.
But going into finals, we talked about it. They conceded over 70 points across 2 games when they prided themselves on defense the whole year. They get to finals, when they're up by 10, that's when that defense has to click in
Yeah.
again, like they did against so many oppositions.
Yeah,
it just
their
didn't happen.
first half, there was so much energy. Their intent was there.
Yeah.
They looked like the better team for at least 60 minutes of that game.
They were the better team.
And then that last 20, I don't know if they were trying to preserve the lead, but I'm going to say they choked it. They really choked it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Doggies fans. I loved everything they did this year, but when it came to crunch time,
And it hurts
choked.
because they deserve to do better, but I guess no one deserves anything in this game. But
But still, to get to where they were to play finals, massive achievement. So you got to hold your heads up.
I was watching that game and I didn't really care who sort of won. I was going for just the spectacle of it. But that Tolu Koula try, when he ran through on the left edge and ran straight through, I was off my chair.
Then
I
you
was going
scored
nuts.
without a boot on.
I was going off.
Yeah.
When he made that break, I was going off.
Yeah, because you couldn't see if he came out the other end, and
Yeah.
he just popped out, and you're like, no way.
He's got one
We're
boot
gonna
on,
do
like you
it.
said, and I was like, what's going on?
And Garrick,
But I
Garrick
reckon you
kicking
got to
was
give
good.
credit to Burbo on that play because he gave the early ball to Koula, and that's how Koula accelerated and he got through with all his pace.
Yeah, I was watching the footy with my dad, and I was sitting there. I'm like, Olak hasn't got the ball much this game. Koula has barely touched it, and as soon as I said that, he's got the ball and he's
Went
fucking
left.
scored. I was like, holy shit, where was that the rest of the game? Like he did that early try assist, and then that's it. They didn't
Yeah.
give it to him.
With that try, though, it got me thinking of some other great finals match winners. So the first one that comes to mind has to be Sean Kenny-Dow against the Tigers in 2010.
Oh, the intercept try, whole field, that was
Like,
insane.
Unbelievable.
And Lottie's just chasing, and you're like, oh, is he going to get there? And then Kenny-Dow, bang, scores right in the corner.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Does any spring to mind?
Probably Teddy's try in 2019 versus the Raiders. I was at that game. That was obviously to win the game. Like Trell's flick pass.
Who flick passes in a grand final?
Unbelievable. Like unbelievable. The right arm fend, the flick, Teddy back on the inside. Yeah, that was a good try.
The one I love is John Bateman versus Storm, the qualifying final. Addo Khan knocks it on. BJ picks it up. He's running across field. Addo Khan, everyone's chasing him. He flicks it. Bateman under the post. See you later, Storm.
But the thing was about that try, if you remember, it was 0 tackle, and BJ Leilua was looking to do a flick pass behind his back. Like, take the tackle.
Well,
take
there's
it.
nothing to lose, right? You get the ball back. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he drawed all the defenders, and it was, under the
Unbelievable.
post.
You got Darren Albert, 97 GF versus Manly.
Well, if you're talking finals, it's one of the most iconic.
Joey down the short side.
And then
Very iconic.
Rest
and then
History.
Rabs goes, Newcastle have won the grand final.
Yeah.
And then Nathan Cleary last year versus the Broncos to win it.
We were there as well.
Left foot step, see
Yeah.
you later, under the post. As Dan Gane would say, goodbye.
And we were on that corner as well.
We were on that
which
corner. That was so surreal.
And he completed that miracle comeback for the Panthers and probably solidified why he won that Clive Churchill. But yeah, there's so many great finals winners. We probably can't cover them all.
I'm sure we missed a few, so let us know in the
100%.
comments which one we missed.
100%. But boys, let's get to it. Finals week 2 preview. We're going to start how we started the last few weeks with our resident tipper, Gnocchi.
Well, Gnocchi only had 2 tips to do this week.
Yeah, and was Gnocchi limping this week? Because last week she was in a bit
Mate,
of doubt.
she was faking it last week.
You said that?
She was absolutely faking it. She wanted her mum because her mum went away for like a trip for 3 days.
Yeah.
And she wanted attention. So as soon as mum got home, she started sprinting. She was sweet. So dogs do that. They fake
putting it
injuries.
on.
She was limping, like just putting it on.
Yeah,
Gnocchi
right.
sweet. She got 3 out of 4 last
Exactly.
week. You know?
She
She's
tipped
fine.
against her breed. She went Seagulls over
That
Dogs.
was bold.
Very bold.
And
Tipped better than you.
if Knights won with Gagai catching that ball,
Yeah.
4 out of 4. So she did tip better than me.
So,
And probably
Age,
tip better than a lot
here's
of
the
people.
mystery question. People are clicking on this video for this reason. Who is Gnocchi tipping?
Okay, well, there's 2 games. There's Sharks Cowboys and there's Roosters Manly. So only 2 tips. I'm going to put the video up right now. Sharks Cowboys. She sprinted. She absolutely bolted and bounced the Sharks, and she just sent it for 10.
So Sharks.
So Sharks could be 13 plus. I don't know. That looked like a 13 plus hit. And then the next one, she's gone Roosters versus Manly, and she bolted at the Chookies. And yeah, game over for Manly. But then she had a sniff at Manly afterwards.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if she's thinking extra time, but based on how we've been doing it this year, she's tipping the Roosters.
so she's going Sharks into the Roosters.
Both home teams, yeah.
Okay, like it. Well, let's get to it. Cowboys versus Sharks. Jimmy, how do Cowboys win this game? What do they need to improve on, and what do they need to continue doing right?
I think the Cowboys scoring points, no issues for us. I think it's just our defense, and it's been our defense all year. So get our defense right, get through our sets, discipline, no errors, no silly errors, I should say, because we can put points on, no problem. But it's just our defense that's been the issue. So looks like we've sort of sorted it out. I thought we were good defensively against Knights in patches. And we
It
can't.
was alarming how easily Ponga was splitting you guys, though.
Ponga's a freak.
But I know he's a
but
freak. He would
he's
do
an
that to
absolute
anyone.
freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm confident again. I was confident last week against Newcastle, and confident again.
But mid-game, you would have been shitting it a bit.
I
They
was
had your
worried,
number
but
for
I
a
think
bit.
we weren't playing well in that first half.
Yeah, that second half with Tamalolo's second stint.
Yeah, unbelievable.
He was massive. I know
Yeah.
I said he was washed in a reel last
Won
week,
back
but
the clock.
I swear he saw that and he's like, stuff this.
Yeah.
And he bunced Leo as
Leo,
well. Oh.
who you picked him over.
I
Yeah.
think Cowboys can definitely back up their performance. It's always tough playing away from home, especially when I think your players lifted to another level with that Cowboys support. Like when Cotter scored that try,
Yeah.
I think the whole stadium
But
caused
like
an earthquake.
Cotter's try, that's the effort areas, those little effort areas.
Fuck, I swear.
those
I think
little-
everyone in the world thought he knocked that on.
Yeah, so I
Except
did
him.
as well. I did as well. But like, did you see that slow-mo replay when he's just going for the ball?
It was
His-
just so
His eyes were just on the ball.
100%
He
gonna
just
get that.
wanted that try.
And that's all it took, that little bit more.
little extra effort. So
I got to
Yeah.
give you guys a rap. I know I say you're inconsistent, but you guys have won 7 of the last 8 NRL games.
we're in form.
You talk
So-
about peaking, they're peaking right
Yeah.
now.
Right in- at the
Doggies
right
were going down when it counted.
Yeah.
You guys are peaking perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, Sharks, on the other hand, they've lost 7 finals matches in a row. We spoke about maybe last week. Could have been
Yeah.
straight sets. I think it's going to be straight sets for them. I'm sorry, Age. I know you're some resident Sharks fan now, but I don't know.
are you gonna
When I
do?
watched the
What are you gonna
Sharks,
do?
they didn't have
I
confidence.
think we got robbed that we're not playing at Shark Park. I reckon you got to
Mate.
give the locals like me, born in the Shire, raised that home ground.
That was
now we're playing at Allianz. You know.
That was cheeky from the Sharks to request that from the
Yeah,
NRL.
because that would have been a big advantage. playing at
Very
Shark
cheeky
Park.
from them, but
So both games are at Allianz. So there
Yeah.
you go. So if you're a ticket member at Allianz, you're cheering like Hainsey. So the Sharks have won 11 of the last 13 games versus Cows,
Yeah.
which is a great stat. And as Gnocchi predicted, Sharks have won 4 of the last 6 games versus Cowboys by 13 plus. So I'm thinking an ambush.
you reckon?
Sharks ambush.
Well, they're favourites. So
I
it's not
think-
really an ambush, is it?
Well, it is because Jimmy's so confident. So I'm going to ambush Jimmy
Okay.
right from behind. But I think
Right.
Nicho, as people call him, a flat track bully. And I think Cowboys are a flat track. So I think he's going to carve up.
We'll see, mate.
We'll see. But sounds very biased of you. I'll be going the Cowboys in this one, but very close one, I reckon. If
It'll be
the
a close
Cowboys
game.
are going to win, let's say a 6-point win, I'd say that. And for you guys to win it, I think your forwards need to back up what they did last week. 'Cause
100%.
I think we spoke about Lolo wasn't playing his best. McIntyre was good without being great.
McIntyre's been unbelievable.
And McLean as well. That was one of his best games of the year.
Yeah,
Throwing
Mac has
that
been
try on
good.
top.
yeah. Now, who knows who's been good? Lukey
Yes.
on that edge.
Yeah,
like Dogs, he was dominant
His
against
combo
the
with
Dogs.
Dearden's mad now.
And then
He's
last
found
week,
some form.
he's like poking his head through, which is good. So, good signs.
Yes, and if you're looking for some try scorers for this game, I know everyone loves a little cheeky multi when the footy's on. So
Yeah.
Felt he scored 11 in his last 9 games versus Sharks. He's a no-brainer. You got Ronaldo scored 8 tries in his last 4 games versus Cows. 8 in 4. That's 2 a game on average. That's criminal. And if you're looking for total points, the last 10 games between Sharks and Cows have been over 37.5 total.
Plenty of points.
So there's points on offer here.
Yeah.
As you said, your defense is not great,
Yeah.
but there will be points. So I think if you want to chuck in a safe overs, 37.5
So
overs.
final tips. I'm going Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
I think Sharks win.
Okay. The next game, Roosters taking on the Seagulls. I mean, Roosters have won their last 4 home matches against the Seagulls, if you want to factor in some stats like that. But
Yeah,
finals
that's a good
footy
stat.
throws everything out the
Good
window.
stat. But this year, they've only beat 3 top 8 teams all year. That hasn't changed. They lost last week to the Riff.
Yeah.
So still 3 this year.
It's wild that we
One of them was Manly, to be fair,
Yeah.
and Dogs and Knights. So
It's
they
a tough
have been
game.
Manly this year.
It's a tough game.
This is close.
We might have 2 straight set teams, and I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Roosters are favourite, right?
They are favourite, yeah.
Yeah. But like with all their injuries and it depends on Turbo. How bad did he look? Like he wasn't fit at all.
Turbo didn't look
That
right.
shoulder and the knee, like he was.
But to Turbo's credit, he didn't look right, but he still comes up with 2 big plays
Yeah.
that lead to tries.
Yeah.
Like that
That's
one
why he's
where
so important just
he
to be out
offloads
there.
the ball and then Koula scores on the left-hand side was incredible.
Yeah, it's very good. The last 6 games between Roosters and Manly have been decided by 14 points or less. So as we said, it's going to be close. If you're going to bet, probably 1 to 12 this game. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
can you
give
see
Roosters,
a team blowing someone out?
It's hard in finals, especially these two. I reckon they're very evenly matched. I like the fact that Warrior Hargraves is back in for the Roosters. I feel like
It's a big game.
they need him.
And Radley as well.
Radley, potentially his
Potentially.
name's 22, whatever it is, but Warrior coming into finals, potentially this could be his last game for Roosters. He's going to leave it all out there.
And he's been waiting for weeks to do something. So he's going to come out
And it's
like
gonna,
a jacket
it's
out
gonna
of
be
the
the
box.
last game it might be the last game for a few of the boys, like Swilly, Manu,
Yeah.
Tupanua
for
off
a
to the
while,
Dogs.
yeah.
Tupanua. So it's a big game for the Roosters.
They get the home advantage is big.
They do. I just
Sam
after
Walker
last-
is just such a big
just
loss.
after
though.
last week against Penrith, I just don't know where they're at. The Roosters, like they were poor.
They were, but Penrith were very
Penrith
good.
are very
you know?
good, but they were poor.
Yeah, so it's like Manly coming off a mad win, Roosters coming off a big loss.
Like Manly
It's
coming
tough
off
to weigh
like
this one up.
a tough win against Dogs. Like, are they
Yeah.
done?
Like now they know if they're behind, they can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Like
Turbo with another week.
To Seagulls' credit, they weren't playing that good either against the Dogs. Like, they couldn't even make meters out of their own end. They were getting penalties upfield. They were just getting them there. That's why I reckon it's a toss-up. But I think I'm going to go Seagulls just and hope that form carries through because they have been playing quite well.
I'm gonna go the Chookies.
Of course, you are your second favourite team. I won't be going the Chooks. I'm going Manly. But some try-scorer stats if you guys want them. So Teddy scored 3 in his last 4 versus Manly. Not the best. Turbo scored 3 in his last 3 finals appearances. So hopefully he bounces back there. He didn't score last week though. Scored 3 in his last 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
so-
guess I'm following.
And then Turbo scored 5 in his last 6 versus Manly.
Right.
So there's a few stats there. Nothing crazy like the other game, but yeah, good luck if you're playing at home.
Yeah, if you want some free bets and selections, we post all our tips on Dabble. Link in the description. Use the code Cast Patrol when signing up. And we're also on the live stream this Saturday, 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
So if you want to tune in just to watch the live stream, sign up, use the code Cast Patrol, and we're on like every week this month.
Feels
I think.
like it.
Yeah. We're doing like halftime streams, we're doing Saturday streams.
Plenty of fun.
So yeah, come on and check it out.
Well, now we get to the Tryscorer Tryfecta. And Jim, you've obviously been shaking in your boots all week about this one.
You know what? I probably looking back in hindsight, probably shouldn't have gone Turbo.
If you knew how battered and bruised he was.
Yeah.
For those listening for the first time, we do Tryscorer Tryfecta
Yeah.
every week. We all pick a try scorer. If 2 people get their selection and 1 doesn't, they have to do a chili shot as the punishment. And it's the ghost pepper, one of the hottest
It's
chilies.
the worst chili I've ever had.
Kyle Felt, who scored off the intercept, ran the whole field.
I went
Age,
Brian Toto.
that was easy.
Absolute
First try.
veteran of finals.
And like you said,
First
Jim,
try of the round, yep.
you went Turbo when he's injured, battered and bruised. He didn't look right.
Didn't know.
No.
He never, even getting
He
up
didn't
from
look-
tackles, he, was
just
so
didn't look
slow.
right. He didn't look right. I was
He
hoping
wasn't
he'd,
right.
I was hoping he'd just show and go,
Or support play.
Just anything.
That was his only chance.
but he just wasn't there. Wasn't right.
Yeah.
Should have went the brick.
So this week, our selections will be a bit of value.
Yeah.
No wingers. We're saying no fullbacks, let's say. So I'll start things off. I'm going with Joey Manu in the centres. Like we said, it could be his last game. I think he's in that boat that might just excel and take it to another level. So I like Joey Manu, and he's got the matchup on Koula, who's sometimes a bit suspect in defence.
Yep.
I'm going to go
That's not
Helam Lukey.
Yes, running off Tommy Dearden.
Running off Tommy, running at Nicho.
Ooh, running at Nicho. That's good.
So, loves a good hole. Hits a hole well.
Yeah, he does. Another hole hitter, the best in the comp, Nikora.
Yep.
Running at
Dearden.
it's Fear the Deer.
He can defend, mate.
He can defend, but he might go low. Nikora will reach out.
So Nicker and Lukey versing each other.
Yeah.
they're
Okay, so
opposing.
you've got one. Surely one of them scores.
Surely they both
Yeah.
let each other score.
And so yeah, Jim, you have to do a chili shot. I'm assuming you'll do it
Probably.
for listener questions, or do you want to do it after it?
Oh,
Maybe after.
Maybe after it. All right. And then fill up the fridge. So basically, you got to pick a fridge, which is a props only, no locks, no second rowers. Last week, none of us hit. I went Leota, Age, Curran, Jimmy with Neem. You were close, Jim. You could have gone McLean. That was
Wrong forward, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the only fridge that scored off the top of my
McLean?
head. Yes.
Okay.
This week, I'm trying my luck with Royce Hunt at the Sharks. I don't know why. I've gone for players that could be playing their last game. So Royce Hunt obviously off to the Tigers. That's the theme. Pray for
Yeah,
the best.
I'm going the bold beast, his partner in crime, Tommy Hazelton.
So we're all going the same game.
Are you going?
I'm going to
Cowboys?
go Tamalolo.
Okay.
One of us has to score.
He's due.
Watch
Imagine
this,
like
no fridges score.
imagine like Rudolph scores and we all just go, nah, that's fucked.
Or name scores or
Yeah,
something.
name scores. And
If
McLean
we've got
again.
3 fridges and another one scores, cancel it.
Yeah, fridges are hard though.
Imagine
Like,
all three score.
fridge multi.
Then our listeners do the chili shots.
Are we putting the fridge multi on double? Hunt Hazelton Lolo.
Oh, mate.
No
I'd
chance.
pay $1 million
Massive.
to one.
$1 million to 1.
All right.
Let's get to listener questions, Jim.
Listener questions this week. First one at the weekly offload. Great pod, boys. Has this podcast ever tested your friendship?
100%. I'm wearing a Sharks jersey to piss off Jimmy.
I don't think it's like tested though. Like we all have our like disagreements, but for the most part, it's
I think it's pretty good. I think it
Pretty
actually
cruisy.
helps that we are like such close friends in the fact that we can
Yeah.
we can be honest with each other.
Yeah,
like if someone
100%.
has a shit idea or done something wrong,
we'll tell them about
we'll
it.
tell them. Yeah.
We'll tell them about it. But
And
But
usually it's me and Mick that disagree, and then we have like the third man, the bunker comes in, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And he'll just decide.
which is good.
Yeah.
It's good to have 3.
Good
if,
dynamic.
If there was 4 or 6, like
two.
an
I reckon
even
two's
number,
hard.
2
Because
would
then
be
imagine
tough.
like you don't agree with your partner, and then you just off him.
Yeah.
well, that's how a
exactly.
lot of fights happen.
Yeah.
So,
So I think the 3 dynamic helps.
Yeah.
for sure.
But I don't know. Might test it after this week.
Yeah. And if Sharks win, you're not going to hear the end of it.
You cannot give me shit if Sharks win.
Then do Sharks play Roosters?
If Sharks win, I'm just
they
going to
play,
jump on the Storm.
Penrith.
Oh, okay.
So winner plays Penrith.
Regardless of this week,
So
I'm
you're
going
gonna
for
have a
Storm.
Riff
I'm going for
jersey in-
Storm next week.
No, we play Penrith.
No, but you're not winning.
No, we verse Penrith.
Sharks
next
will
week.
win, and then I don't care what happens. I'm going to go for
Are
Storm.
you going to wear a Penrith jersey next week?
If you guys somehow win, I'll have to fight. I'll get the Kung Fu Panthers jersey. I'll get him to sign it as well.
Oh, mate. All right, next one at coda.sully11. Worst place to go on a first date? I think it's got to be a sit-down dinner.
Do you think the sit down's the worst?
Yeah, too intimate.
You reckon?
You got to go for drinks.
Yeah, but what happens if you sit down with some drinks? Then
No,
you're
but I feel
safe.
like you're sitting a bit far apart. It's got to be like bit, bit vibey. Not
Yeah.
like a
I'll tell you the
fine
worst
dining.
place. Sit down, kicking in the seafood place where they dump all the seafood on the table
Just
and
messy.
you have to eat it with the gloves. That's not.
What about
a
a
first date.
core stadium on a Thursday night in front of a crowd of 5,000 in the cold?
If you
Ooh.
convince someone to go to a core stadium on a Thursday night,
That
you're
might be
doing
the
well.
one.
They might be the one.
Nah, a genuine pick, I'd probably have to say the movies because a lot of people do it, but it doesn't make sense because you can't talk. So
Yeah.
a lot of the time you're just sitting there like not really doing it.
Yeah, I've done that, and like you're sitting there and you don't really know much about the person, and then you're watching the movie. It's just
Yeah.
like awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movies aren't a great
Movies are up
first date.
there, yeah.
Brush
Or anything
movies.
messy.
Yep, agreed. Next one at 7 Harley 7. Was the Manly try from the scrum the set play of the year?
Did you nearly orgasm when you said that?
I was doing a burp.
Besides the fact that Cherry unpacked early, there's a lot of riots that when the ball was fed, he wasn't in the scrum.
Is this your Bulldogs coming
That
out?
turned me on. That scrum play was so
Yeah.
That
hard.
was so good.
Like he came out of the back out of nowhere and split the Red Sea.
Who was that? Who was the right centre?
Crichton.
I had no idea.
No.
Yeah,
He had
and
no
he
idea.
late tried to go in. It was gone.
And the
Yeah.
thing with that try is I think we're all expecting like, oh, where's the obstruction?
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
the perfect line run
It's
from
not the
Koula.
first time that they've done it. They've done a similar one when they've gone right and they've hit Olak, and he sort of turns and
Yeah,
hits Garrett.
I've seen that one.
And then straight to sub. So they've do it a few times.
Ever since the new rule change now where you can pick where you want the scrum, either left, middle or right, a lot of teams have worked out that they can just do a set play. Like how in soccer people do the set plays on corners. It's the exact same thing. It's a free shot at the stumps. And I think South scored a few of them this year with Jai Gray. They'd go outside sweep and then Jai Gray would use his speed and burn him.
I know you boys love the NFL, and I saw Rugby League Guru mentioned he doesn't mind the idea of having, instead of taking the 2, you can go for a 3-point scrum play. What do you think of that?
Oh.
No, that's a horrible idea.
Wait, so if it's a penalty?
No, like you score a try, get the 4 points.
Yeah.
So just say your conversion's on the wing, you can go, I don't want to go for the conversion, I'm going for
got one
a 3-point scrum play.
Off the scrum,
one
play.
play off the scrum.
Like,
What do you reckon?
I like how
I don't
unique
mind.
it is, but I don't like it. It's too much.
Imagine you got like a shit kicker, and then this on the sideline, you're like, are we trusting this guy to kick it, or do we just go for the 3 points?
That'd be crazy in the sense where if a team was down by
6 or 5 or whatever,
and they score in the corner, and they're like,
do we want to
no,
level
they're down
it?
by 7. Yeah, let's say they're down by 7.
Yeah, you
And
score,
go,
and,
they're like,
you
they
have to go for the 3-point play.
Oh, mate.
So that's pretty interesting. I saw that. I was like, that made me think. I was like, it'll be very good entertainment, but
I think it'd be
I don't
a
know
lot.
how it will go down with the NRL.
No, that's not a bad idea,
Scrum.
Guru. Next one at grim.mrdeath. That's grim. Can Manly get up for another 2 weeks, or have they run their race?
Well, we just spoke about it. It sort of depends on Turbo. Is he fit or not?
Yeah.
Is he going to break down? I think, look, if they get past
They
this
can beat
week,
Roosters.
I think beat Roosters. I think Panthers and Storm, it's a 2-horse race. I think whoever they play with these 4 teams that could make it through this week, I think it's done. I think we'll see Panthers and Storm in the grand final.
Yeah. As sad as it is, this week is pretty redundant. You know, like whoever wins, like I was saying to Jimmy, like Cowboys have to beat Sharks.
Penrith.
They then have to beat Penrith and then Storm to win the comp. If you fucking do that, fair play.
What
to
would
you
you do
deserve
if we
it.
did that?
If you beat all them 3, I'll fucking dress up as a cowboy.
That's
and
nothing.
Go
That's
out
Nothing.
clubbing.
That's
Nah.
nothing.
Yeah,
Nah.
he's getting there. Dress up as a cowboy.
That's it. No,
Go out
That's
clubbing.
nothing.
I'm reneging. we'll think about it if you actually win this week. We'll think of a punishment for
Okay.
me.
Okay, sweet. Next one, last one for this week at Charlie.Brand. Will Des Hasler turn the Gold Coast around? Boys?
Oh man, every year we say the same thing. Like their signings are promising, everything's promising, and then their
Tino will be
consistency in defense.
Yeah.
I think
hurts.
getting
It's the same
Tino
old-
back will help, but
Same old for the fucking Titans, isn't it?
I think they got to work out, like we've probably said the whole year. I sort of reckon
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a few years. Work out their spine. I think it looks clear cut right now, but Brimson's still that bloke that's still floating around there. I have no idea where he's going to fit. But yeah, I think he can definitely turn
They
it
got a
around.
good one in Keeney.
Yeah,
Keeney's
Keeney's
great.
really good.
Jaden Campbell's there. Like,
JC's good.
if they can get their halves right, they get Tino
They
back.
need Tino
Fafita.
back. Like
Then
their,
it's
their
okay.
roster's good, but it's just so inconsistent. And their
Fafita
defense
needs to just
yeah.
stay consistent the whole year.
But when they're on, they look great. You know, they're scoring points, they're piling
Yeah.
it on.
There's
But
almost-
when they're off, they are off.
There's almost
So,
turned them around this year. He was so close, and then
They were there.
They
They
just,
were right
they
there.
just, like we said, inconsistent. Jumped off at the wrong
Consistency
time.
is key for the Titans. I'm sure
Yeah.
BKR will agree.
All right, Jim. Well, it's time. I think it's time to
Let's do
rip into
this.
some chili. So, what is it again? 356 or something?
356.
7.
I hate it. It's the
Mad
worst
dog.
thing ever.
Yeah, it's not
It
great, is it?
stinks, man. Give it a smell.
No, I hate
You
the-
have
I
to
hate-
smell
I hate
it.
the whiff.
All right, do a
It's
pour.
gross.
Give it to age.
I'm
Give it
not,
to
I'm not
Age.
fucking doing this.
No, to see how much there is.
I'll be watching. Don't you worry.
Because age has done it a few times recently.
It's a drop,
Yeah.
mate. It's
And
really
remember,
good.
Jimmy didn't get his bold prediction, and we did.
So-
So that's a bit of
That's
karma
not
for not
counting.
wanting to
That's
do it
not
there.
counting.
Oh, and shout out to me and Jimmy who got a perfect round this week in the tipping. So we'll get a bonus point.
You're
So
not getting bonus
I'm
points.
only
out
1
of
point
4.
behind you, age. Show us. Age, is
Yeah.
that fine?
Yeah, play on.
Show it to the camera, Jim.
Play on.
Oh, even like a drop like that's filthy.
It is filthy.
Just make sure it
It
doesn't
just
touch
sits
your
there.
lips or your tongue, and I reckon you're half
I
decent.
don't know if that's possible.
You got to, like, top of the roof. I don't know.
No, it's fucked either way. You just,
Go
I
on,
think they're
Jim.
done.
you just got to cop it.
Did go straight through. Straight through the keeper.
Didn't hit the back of the throat.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stinging. It's stinging. Oh. Yeah, it's bad.
That's good.
This is going to be Jim
Do it-
watching the Cowboys versus Sharks game. Ooh, Nicho, that was bad.
Do you want to shout out Turbo for causing this
That's
pain?
bad. No words.
With a few good screenshots
Love the
there.
Cowboys.
Right, well, I think we can leave with that. Enjoy your finals footy. That's all from me.
That's all from me.
That's all from me. See you guys.